are you? No, really, what part of you is the real you? Is it your grades or your intelligence? Is it how people view your mindset, how people approve of your mindset? Or is it actually just your mindset? We are always told as students that we are so much more than our grades and our grades aren't everything and blah blah blah. Yeah, sure, I'm still gonna try to get good freaking grades. Oh, your grades don't define you. You're so much more than your transcript. Yeah, tell that to the colleges who would rip up my application if my GPA was 0.01 less than what they approve of. So it is very simple to come to the conclusion that studying is for grades. Of course, the ticket to my future is knowledge. Wealth and freedom will be mine as long as I have good grades. Did you actually think that was the end? I'm sure you didn't, but maybe I tricked at least one person. Okay, but seriously, what is all this studying for? We study for grades, and then after we take the test, the AP exam, the final, whatever, we just forget everything. Where is the actual learning in this process? Where is the enrichment of our minds? It's just not there. Like, if you look at an AP class, what is the point of an AP class? It is a class designed around a test. Now, yes, you could argue that, for example, if you take calculus versus AP calculus, AB or BC, whatever, that AP course is going to be more rigorous than the regular calculus course. So that is another reason to take the AP course. The AP course is going to be more rigorous and going to have more information, but why does it matter if you're going to forget it all after the test anyway? You are learning based on the test. I know that sometimes I walk into psych and instead of learning about psych, we learn about the psych AP tests we're going to be taking in May, such as the structure of the EBQ, how to answer the EBQ, the structure of the AAQ and how to answer that, not actually psychology. Whoa, Sophie, did you just doubt the modern education system? Yes, I did. Because what are we even doing all of this for? We learn stuff that we are never going to use, and we learn it in the worst and meaningless and most time-consuming way possible that everyone hates, no one cares about, and we all just want to be so done with school and with learning, and then we just end up hating learning and never pursuing our interests or passions or nurturing our curiosity ever again because school has taught us that we don't like learning. Besides, haven't you noticed? The stuff that we learn in school that's actually useful is so underappreciated, and everything that you will never use is overglorified. I mean, when have you used geometry or calculus in your daily life? You don't, unless you are in school, which is my whole point, or you're in a profession that specifically requires it. English is something that you use every day to communicate, to understand other people, to express your ideas, to learn things. You gotta read. Being good at English is not nearly as cool or respected or valuable as being good at math or science or any STEM field. It doesn't really matter. But like, when do you actually use more than elementary school math in your day-to-day life? You don't. We do learn useful things at school from time to time, but we are taught to not care. We're taught to ignore that stuff and instead focus on memorizing like the periodic table or something, because clearly that is a much more accurate mark of intelligence than just having critical thinking skills and creativity and curiosity. Because like, why would you want critical thinking skills? Why would you want that? Like, that's ridiculous. And it is true that STEM skills are more quantifiable than English skills. Like, it's either you get math right or you get it wrong. There's no real nuance to it. But that's what makes things like the humanities so beautiful and why they're so important. There's nuance to it. It requires critical thinking, it requires forming opinions and creativity. It's not just black or white. And that's the thing, life is not black or white. You can't have just a right or wrong answer most of the time. But we are being taught through things like a multiple choice, the over-glorification of STEM, that there is black and white to everything, but there isn't. So don't ignore the stuff that's actually useful that you're being taught in school. Please learn how to read and write. It is a lost art in this world because of AI. Oh yeah, speaking of AI, we are dumb. I mean, over time, education is meant to expand and improve. Yet somehow, our generation is the first generation to not outperform the previous generation academically. In fact, we've gotten worse. It's not that surprising, we are all well aware of it already.
But no one wants to do anything about it because, like, come on, I could just scroll. Like, I just want to scroll. Why would I want to, like, study and learn and engage in my life when I can just scroll and have AI write my essay for me and summarize an article for me and write my emails for me and live my life for me? Like, it's just so much easier. Like, why would I want to have a good brain that can do things?
So, right, why are we doing all of this again? Our teachers can use chat to make assignments. We can use chat to do those assignments, and then our teacher can use chat to grade those assignments. What is the point of this again? Oh, right, so we could get the good grades that we wanted. And then our teachers aren't living their life, we're not living our life, and then we're all depressed. Yeah, do you remember when you were a little kid, you had this thing called passion for knowledge? Yeah, that's not a thing anymore, but like it should be. In case you don't remember, which I don't blame you, let me remind you. Do you remember when you liked reading? This may not be a universal thing, but I know that when I was little, I could read a book in a day. I don't remember the last time I read a full book that was not for school. It's been at least a year, at least. I remember when I was little, I don't know if this is a universal experience, but I thought that I was a magical mermaid fairy creature. So I would look up like the properties of different herbs on my mom's old computer to try and like see if I can make potions out of them, because we had a little garden. So I would like look up like what are the magical properties of rosemary, and I would learn all about these herbs because I wanted to make potions. And I did once, and I kept them in my room in a little jar, and I found them a few months later and they were rotting and molding and disgusting, and I had to throw them out. Learning used to be full of creativity and curiosity. There was a passion for the world and a childlike curiosity that came with just living life and enriching our own experience and perspective on life. The learning when we were younger is what allowed us to deepen and enrich our experiences of life. But now our lives have so much less substance because we've stopped deepening that learning and cultivating that passion. Instead, we're just scrolling our lives away. So I think we all need to be like our younger selves. Before we had standardized testing and generative AI and short form content that is literally rotting our brains every day. Let's go outside, let's learn again, and let's be curious about life again. Now, before you click off this video and go back to scrolling on short form content, let me tell you why knowledge is going to enrich you in your life. Let me tell you all the benefits from being wise, not just having good grades, but actually having knowledge in your head. Obviously, you're going to have things like better judgment, better decision making, and you're obviously going to have more opportunity career-wise. Wow, you're going to make more money, yay! It also keeps us open-minded and able to understand and also see vaster perspectives of life. Like I was saying with how we grew up, the learning is what made our experience of life rich. You can continue to do that. That didn't happen because you were little. It happened because you were actually experiencing life and allowing yourself to be receptive to things that you could learn from life. You can also just nurture your curiosity and creativity. You can just like ask questions about life. You can just like be creative and make things. Just go get a hobby. AI is also slowly killing our ability to freely think for ourselves and be able to create thoughts, express those thoughts, and understand other people's thoughts. Short form content is killing our attention and our ability to carry out long, meaningful thoughts and ideas. Our memories are deteriorating, and our passions are deteriorating, and our happiness is deteriorating. Anxiety and depression is at an all-time high. And hey, wouldn't it be a good idea to learn about how to take our minds back again? Because it seems like basic intellectual skills and basic happiness is becoming increasingly rare and something that you should probably start focusing on cultivating on your own before it becomes too late. You can also brag about your intelligence if you're smart. So what is the point of this video? Because I kind of yapped for a long freaking time. You don't need to just have good grades and get a secure life and then die. If you find a genuine passion for learning, the grades will come, and you would have had a much richer life with a much wider variety of skills. After all, you would have spent your time studying anyway, so why not enjoy it? Loving learning will only make it that much easier to get a 4.0 anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Remember to always be kind and keep on loving yourself, and please subscribe for more meaningful content. It means the world to me, and it's literally free for you, so like, why wouldn't you subscribe? You don't want to see me again? I thought we just spent like a nice intimate whatever number of minutes this video ends up being together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you so much. Bye!